to say that, but we're going to hold a lot more water, a lot more strength if we go forward as a community if this is something that you're interested in. If it's not something that you're interested in, if you want to stay, hold on to your home. As a property owner's rights advocate, I believe in property owner's rights. You have the right to say, I want to stay. But know that they are not going to replace the berm. They are not going to repair the berm. They are not going to put in a levee system. They are not going to take care of the floodgate. The environment is contaminated. Joe made the point, Cindy told me today, reminded me of that on the phone today, that all of these contaminants that we're so worried about getting it out of our homes, which, like Joe said, I'm not convinced bleach gets it out of the home. And it does soak into the beams, and our beams are soaked. They're not telling you to take out the beams. The inspector that came to my house said, well, if you want the beams taken out, we have to total the whole house. The beams are holding up the house. Yeah, that's what I want. Right, that's what you have to do. But why do you want to rebuild with new city codes? The city's going to come up with much stricter codes. You're going to have to be higher, like Joe said, raise the grade, put it up higher. Insurance isn't going to want to cover you. It's going to be unaffordable.
They may not insure us at all.
That's right. That's right. The bank can call in your loan at that point.
Well, I don't even mind. I just want to add something to the insurance guy. I went online and I looked at like the 10 worst hurricanes in this century. FEMA has been spending billions, I mean like $400 billion. That's government money, taxpayers' money. The government is not going to subsidize these disasters for much longer because they're broke. They keep spending money on wars and every other thing. That's another subject. Anybody that thinks they want to stay in this neighborhood and is going to give up the chance or the opportunity to get out of there, I say good luck to them, because when they pull the bottom, when they pull the rug out from under us, because they're not going to keep insuring us anymore, we're paying $3,000 a year for this insurance. When they turn it over to the private sector, you're going to be paying $12,000 or $15,000 a year, and then you're not going to be able to afford it, and your house is going to get foreclosed on at that point, and you have missed your opportunity.
Listen.
So everybody better think long and hard about it.
Listen, I want to say something. My insurance companies, I got floods and homeowners. They're both giving me the runaround. Right. They're both running me over. Like, you got to go this way. Right. Oh, we don't cover this. We don't
all
cover that.
have it.
Yeah.
I know. We all. Not one of us here is, like Joe said, hitting lotto because of this. In either way. So what we want to do.
The city served me with a notice of deficiency. I have to fix my deck.
My advice.
Limited amount of time to fix it.
Nancy, I'll get to you in 1 second. Advice, just advice. Be smart. Be smart. Don't listen to what they are telling you. Think outside of the box. If this is an option or an opportunity that you would like to explore, please do not put any money into your home right now. It just may be taken down.
From FEMA, I just want to let everybody know, the people who are thinking that they do want to rebuild and they want to say, FEMA has said, and I will quote, we simply can't go on subsidizing enormous numbers of people who live in areas that are prone to huge natural disasters. And there's a smartsafer.org on www.smartsafer.org, which talks about how FEMA is exhausted all of their financial resources to all these areas that they keep rebuilding. So FEMA is now saying that it's going to do a one-time only, meaning once a natural disaster happens and FEMA steps in, and we all know how limited FEMA's money is because we're all getting a cap of $30,000, which doesn't do anything for us. But once FEMA has exhausted that one-time only, if we choose, whoever's choosing to rebuild, FEMA and your insurance companies are stepping out, and they're not helping anymore. So what good is it going to do to rebuild and
Great. Nancy, where was that article from?
It is in the Staten Island Advocate.
Today's
the New York Times.
Today's New York Times.
New York Times.
And the title? Okay. Today's New York Times. Go to today's New York Times if you want to read that. That's really important to know. What Nancy just said, they're already giving you little clues. Okay.
money into your house right now, if you put money into this house, and I'm not persuading anybody either way, but remember, that berm, like you just said, is 6 feet lower now. That means a small noise, we will get flooded. If you put money into the house, you might as well throw it in the garbage right now. We will get flooded over and over. They are not going to rebuild this production.
How you doing, everybody? My name is Jeff Jones. I live on 190 Oakwood Beach. I just want to let you know that, yes, you have volunteers coming down here to tear out houses and everything. I am trying to tell you guys to stop tearing your houses out. The reason being, I've been through so many houses, and I have seen asbestos. I am asbestos qualified guy from New York City Transit. I have seen tons of it. Stop tearing your houses out. If you know you have asbestos in it, leave it alone. Let the trained, qualified people come in and tell you what to do. Do not touch it if you don't know what you're touching. You will get people sick. You get volunteers sick because volunteers come in. They're not coming in with the proper ventilation. They're not coming in with the proper mask. They don't have. Nobody knows. I've seen people going into people's houses and telling them, "Oh yeah, we're going to rip everything out." They're ripping off the walls. I've seen things in a wall that are asbestos. They have a thing called vermiculite. They have a whole bunch of different types of asbestos, rotten iron pipes and everything. You don't know what you're touching, don't touch it. You're going to get people sick. You're going to get volunteers sick. And yourself. And
The deal is, here's what people want to know. If they're going to go, what's the value? That's
Well, again, normally,
and who's going to stay?
last week, I put this unofficially out there to some people because I've been involved with a few meetings, and they said 75% is what they're going to give without any questions, and we're going to see what we can do. Today, it's up to 100. Chuck Schumer was on the news last week saying 100% of pre-storm market value or the assessed value.
Good evening, everybody. Interested in selling. We formed an Oakwood Beach family here. Our president speaks volumes. Everybody here cares about what happens in the neighborhood. I live on Fox Lane myself. We pull up the quarter between my house and the other end of Fox Lane every single rainstorm. Every single storm. Any storm of significance is going to cut off a major evacuation route for people living on the lower end of Fox Lane. A tree down can mean the difference between life and death. We all know how we get out of our neighborhood every day as we drive to work, we drive the kids to school. We go to the end of our blocks, we hit Mill Road, we go over to Guyan Avenue, we come up that way. Guyan and Mill dips. It is at a lower elevation, it is closer to the shoreline. If we experience a flash flood like we did during that storm in 2010, the one that was not of note, but that did add water to my house, an escape route for people who are following their usual path, not thinking about side streets, who are following the usual path based on instinct and fear, as they may have only had 15 minutes to prepare and leave, or less, much less. And minutes count when you're preparing small children to go out in the cold. We need a definite decision. We need the support of our politicians who we've supported in these elections. They are our representatives. Should they fail us, perhaps we will fail them come next November.